Hello, I'm Chris.
Welcome and welcome back. I'm Iris, and thank you for joining us for another edition of Criss and Iris.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you taking your time being here.
Today, we're going to talk about difficult conversations and reaching resolve.
Yes, that is quite the topic today. We're going to talk about those conversations that tend to be swept under the rug often, but we do have to have them, and we'll give you some hints in terms of how we are able to resolve those.
Initially, when there's a conversation that I would like to broach with Chris, I start with my thought process. One, is this conversation necessary? Two, is the timing good? Three, how am I going to approach the conversation? Because I always want to be cognizant of what reactions it may evoke, if it may present a trigger, um, and what feelings that Chris may inevitably have as a result of whatever the conversation topic is.
Yes, it can be somewhat difficult sometimes, but it's important to consider your partner's feelings and to check in yourself and see if you're going in the right direction to broach that subject.
I find that a lot of times we go in with these preemptive feelings, like this conversation is going to go all the way to the left. And for Chris and I, because we are so intentional with one another, I find that we have met resolve through identifying before and doing as well as after how we're communicating, checking in to see during the process how you feel, how does that make you feel, what are you thinking, and exploring are there some other ways that we can address, approach, or whatever? We even go as far as to say, although I really care about you and I love and relish the relationship, for me personally, this is a hard boundary. So, how are we going to work around that and ensuring that the other person still feels safe in the connection,
Mhm.
that there is no abandonment occurring, but that allowing the person to know that there are always options that we can work through as a couple.
Absolutely. Yeah, we really have to look at all those things. We also have to consider if the person is being triggered by certain words or certain actions. Perhaps it's your tone. So all these things have to be um, they have to be aligned and fully thought about while we're having those difficult conversations because sometimes those triggers are not coming from your partner that you're with now, but it's from previous lessons and
Mm.
previous experiences that you've had. So yeah, yeah, it's important to look at all that.
Speaking of previous experiences, I find that a lot of times we can utilize what has worked in the past, um, and what has not worked in the past for our current situation. They're like all of these tools that we have amassed, and now we have the opportunity, now that we are intentional with our person, we have the opportunity to utilize what has worked and weed out what has not successfully worked for us in terms of having challenging conversations with loved ones and people that we care deeply about.
Yeah, it's very important to bring the working tools forward
Mm.
and make them accessible for you as you move forward with your partner. Yeah.
So that's what we found has worked for us, and it's
Hmm.
becoming pretty much second nature. However, every time we approach a situation that we think is going to be challenging, so every time we think the conversation is going to go left, we knock it out the park every time. And I think because the more we have these conversations, the more routine they become, the more open and flexible we are coming in, and we've pretty much identified what is working for us.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We're at the position right now where it's always a win-win for us
Hmm.
when we have these difficult conversations.
And I like when Chris and I look back on where we started and where we are, and we feel like we're killing it. We're killing it
Absolutely.
with the
Uh-huh.
intentionality, and we're enjoying the journey. So we hope we've provided some tips and insight into how we broach difficult conversations, and hopefully some of these things you can utilize as well. We look forward to you putting in the comment section suggestions and things that you have tried that are working with regard to difficult conversations.
Yes, and thank you so much. We do want you to be part of our community, so we look forward to your comments. Thank you again for joining us.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time,
I'm Chris.
and I'm Iris, and we're Criss and Iris. Bye bye.
Bye.